couple of wins in the Heineken Cup, which I know very important. I think if we're realistic, you'd probably agree that winning the group is out of the question, and possibly runner-up maybe as well. But I mean, with that in mind, are these next couple of games, you've got Gloucester, then you've got Bath, then you've got Northampton, are they even more crucial to the club?
I think in most ways they are. The Premiership is really the bread and butter and what things are all about. The Heineken Cup almost comes on the back of your Premiership form. Everyone realises it's very tough to even qualify for the Heineken Cup. So, we've always based everything we've done while we've been here on what we succeed in and how we play each week in the Premiership. I think, you'd have to be a fool not to look at the Premiership table and see that our games now are against teams that are right around us in the league. And if we come out of these 3 games better than the 3 teams involved, we'll be moving up the league table. And that makes it a nice challenge for us. It makes it very important to play well in these games, but they're tough games. They're tough games against good sides who are roughly where we are in the league, and we know that's a great challenge. But at the same time, we face some big challenges this season. We've always thrived on them. So, going to Kingsholm against what looks like a sellout crowd and a Christmas local derby, they're great challenges. They're what it's all about.
I'm sure you will say Heineken Cup qualification end of the season won't boil down to these 3 games, but nonetheless, as you say, if you can get the run on these 3 teams, then it will put it in a much better position. And on the flip side of that, if it doesn't go as well as planned, you could possibly be facing an uphill struggle. Yeah,
that's right. And obviously what we don't want to do is let teams get away from us at the top end, and we don't want to get pulled down towards the bottom end of the league either. It's a bit of a, you can, like you said, the coin can flip both ways. But for us, what we'll do is we'll look to really attack this Gloucester game. We'll deal with the Bath game when it comes around, because they're very different in a lot of ways. Playing at home immediately after Christmas compared to coming through Heineken Cup games and making sure you take the correct attitude and the correct physicality into a Premiership. They're 2 different situations, and for us it's about getting a good training week done, making sure we're very aware that having 2 wins in the Heineken Cup is not the be all and end all of our season. But as you say, what could make a very interesting season for us is us performing now this weekend, as I say, against a team that are just above us in the league.
What positives do you take from the Scarlets game that you hope the Chiefs can build upon again up at Kingsholm?
Well, I think a massive thing that we got through the Scarlets games was we used a lot of the squad, and they all played well, and the 2 victories came on the back of some very good performances. Now that bodes very well for the strength we've got at the club at the moment, and of course the grit we showed at different times, because they both had challenging circumstances. At hhome this weekend, the game went back to 20-all. And we had to grind it out. Up at Scarlets, we had a period in the final quarter where we had a couple pens go against us, a yellow card, and when we were having to fight to seal the win. And so they both had different challenges, but they're challenges that we seem to be learning to come through. And that's what we always said. The Heineken Cup had the challenges, and we'd become a better team for it. The key is now, as I kind of said after the Leinster and Claremont games, is to take it into the Premiership and make sure the lessons we've learned are there and they're evident on the pitch.
Finally, Gloucester, quite a few big names on their side. Where do you see Gloucester's main strengths lie? Where will you have to be really on your money?
I think the biggest strength at the moment is that they're a very difficult team to beat. They've maybe not kind of cutting free quite as much as they did at times last year, but on the back of that, they've become very solid defensively. And if you look at their games, won and lost, if they don't win, they don't lose by much, and that's the sign of a good, solid side that are establishing some very good practices in their team. And I think that's kind of what they are this year. They look at that more solid, complete article. They have got a couple of their bigger strike running names not in their back line, and so perhaps that kind of cutting edge is a little bit dulled. But as I say, at the same time, defensively they're very strong. They eat up a lot of territory with their defence, and tactically they don't get a lot wrong. And as I say, that's been shown in their results. And the key for us is to make sure that we're just as competitive in every area. And if it becomes a tight game, that we're the team with that little bit more discipline and that's that little bit more drive to see things off.